Hello students, welcome to week 3 of building a polling application using Django framework, right? So first let us import our third week project and let's see what are all the changes we have done. So I'll just open my week 3 folder. I'll say I'll just run my week 3 application, open, select the folder, right. So I'll execute it now. So change directory and project folder, I would say Python manage.py run server. Okay, enter. Okay, so let me check now. Right. So these are all the new changes which has happened. So first thing, as you can see, there is a navigation bar added to this application. So as you can see here, this is the menu, right? So this is, as you already know, that this is our project page. So this is the project page. From here, all the information of your website will be placed. As you already know, we are building this application in two modules. In one module, we are keeping the website information, and in the second module we are building up the core component, right? So this is the first module where we are keeping our website information. So I will be expecting from all the students to showcase all your website information onto this page, whatever it is: pictures, videos, carousels, menu, some quotations, information, everything, whatever you want to share with your user, you can be adding here. And here what I have done is have added one button called go to polls. From here I will be navigating to my next module called polls where the core functionalities are there. So let's see what will happen. So I'll click on go to polls. So as you can see here, this is the polls page, right? So here we should be able to display our polls. This is the main functional area. And another thing what you need to be noticing here is the navigation bar. So as you can see, the same navigation bar is continuing into the other page also. This is our website page, and this is our polls page. But one thing is remaining is common, that is the navigation bar. So how to make this unique template? So how this navigation bar is getting showcased on every page of your website. So what is the technique behind that? So that we will be learning today. Okay. So let us start working, and so we will do the list of points what we shall do this time. So one is adding navigation bar to all pages. So what is the shortcut behind that? So that we will find out. And buttons, we can say that it is dynamic uh, button for navigation. So why? Because we are doing the we are moving from one module to the another module. So that I'll show you the trick for navigation into another module. And very important thing is models. Okay, we will create a sample model. Okay, so how to create the model I will show you. And creating a super user account. Okay, so how to do that super user account? And migrations. So what are these migrations? Why we do this migrations, etc. We will further get into that. So for now, you can just understand that model or database. Okay, so this will be creating one sample table for storing the user information. So that we will try today. So these three things we will be working on. Okay, so how to create the sample model, and how to register the model, and creating the super user migrations, and adding data using admin panel. Okay, so this all we will be exploring today, right? So these are our primary concerns which we will be completing. Now, okay, so I'll go back to my VS Code. I'll start continuing my previous work. I'll close this project, and I'll open my project where I have previously stopped my work. So under this internship folder, this is my project. So I'll select, or else I'll just get into this folder directly. I'll select. Yes, now I'm directly into that folder. Okay, right. So the last week, what we have done, where we have stopped. So Python manage.py run server. So let us see our previous work. So control click, right. So we were building polling website, right? So this is what we have built the last time. And again, what we have done, we have used polls. Sorry, polls, spelling mistake, right? So this we have done the last time. We are able to integrate a Bootstrap, and using Bootstrap, we were able to add this Bootstrap component such that to make our web pages much more beautiful, right? Okay. So now moving forward, so first I have told you that how to build a common template or common navigation bar to all the pages, right? So what will I do now? First, I will create one folder. So let me create that folder where I will be keeping my templates for the project. So I'll say polls templates. Okay. So this is the place I will be storing my templates. For example, the navigation bar. So the navigation bar is same, and I can use the navigation bar in multiple projects, multiple modules, whether it is polls or whether it is website. So first, let us build one navigation bar. Okay, so it acts as a template for us. So let me build one navigation bar. So I will say nav.bar. Okay, sorry, nav.html for our reference purposes. So I will just bring up the HTML skeleton by just entering exclamatory mark and enter. So this is how I've received my HTML skeleton. So now let me find out some very good looking navigation bar. So I'll go to this Bootstrap, and I'll say I need one nav bar. Okay. So let me get into the website. So nav bar, let me see. Okay. So here is one sample nav bar which is available for us. We can use this. And this is also one of the sample navigation bar. Okay. I think this is the one which I've used for the earlier project. So I will try to use the same. So I'll take this, I'll copy, and I will place it here inside my body section. Sorry. So I will be placing that inside my body section. So this is my body section, and inside that I'll control V, right? So now I have got this navigation bar. But you know that to work it properly, first we need to include the Bootstrap library, right? So to how to include the Bootstrap library is, so getting started. So I have to add those links, right? Two links. So copy. This you can also get from the home page also. So copy, paste, and the second one, this one. Yes, copy and paste. So now it will work. Mm. So first let us see how this navigation bar is looking. So I'll just what I'll try to do is inside our polling project, I'll just change the location. So let us just for the checking purposes, that's it. So I'll say polls views.py, and I'll just change the name here, that's it. So the name is, or else I'll just duplicate, control C, control V, and I'll just comment this line. So for commenting, you can just use control plus forward slash, control plus forward slash. So it will comment it. And our HTML file name is nav.html, and the location is polls template. Okay, so this is the location. So now let me execute, right? So let me check. So this is under the polls, right? So I'll say forward slash polls. Okay. So as you can see, the navigation bar is working fine. So this is the output of the navigation bar. Very good. Okay. So the navigation bar design seems to be working. Okay. Control C to stop the execution. And let me put it back to the previous position. No disturbance in the page. Okay. Right. So by adding one simple line, you can just add the template to every page. So the simple line here is, for example, index.html is nothing but your original page, right? This is your original page. So what I want to do is, along with this page, I want to show my navigation bar also. So what I will do, I'll just go into this body section and I will just add one very simple line. So I will say flower braces and I'll use one percentile symbol. Okay, so inside this, I'll say percentile include and the location of my template file. That is nothing but your navigation file. So I will say where is the location? The location is polls templates, polls templates slash nav.html, right? So this line will help you to display, sorry, this should come under single quote, sorry. So this will automatically add the navigation bar to the existing page. Okay, so let us check now. So this is for what? I think this is for the polls page. So let me execute and see. Okay, follow link. So I will say polls. See, to the existing page, the navigation bar has been added here. See, so already your page is there. The page is already there. But for the existing page, we are adding this navigation bar along with the existing page. So this is how it works, right? Okay, one part is done. So now I've added this to my polls page. Similarly, I'll do one thing. I'll add the same thing to my website page also. Control C, or else you can just check it here. So this works fine for this, but it will not work for the other. So, okay, Control C. Control C, I'll again run the server. Okay, follow link. So for the polls, it was working. Okay, so this is the nav bar. So now for the polls website, polling website, as you can see, it is not there, right? So let me take initiative to add into that. So the process is very simple. Get into your HTML page. This is your HTML page and open index.html and get into your body section. So inside your body section, just add this single line, Control S. That's it. So this should do the job for you. So I'll just reload the page, right? I've reloaded the page. As you can see here, the updated navigation bar is visible in this area. Okay, so in the same way, you can build a template for multiple pages. So what you're trying to do here, we are just adding one single line. So using this single line, we can import any of the other HTML pages into the place where you need it. Okay, so this you can practice. So this is one thing which I wanted to show. And next thing is I wanted to show some navigation things, like how to navigate from one module to the another module. Okay, so first the problem is every time we are executing our project, what is happening? We are unable to execute it directly. So every time it is asking us to enter the module name, right? So I'll show you again. So I'll open my website. Okay. So when I directly open, every time I'm getting this error called page not found. Let us fix that. So whenever I want to, I want to, I'll run the URL. So let me decide. So first, which page, which module need to be loaded. So as we already know, we wanted to have some information pages. From the information page, the person will be navigating to the main page, core components page. So how to make this polls website the landing page? I wanted to do this because whenever I run this URL, without doing this, the module name, for example, here I'm saying polling website, then I'm getting into that website, right? So instead of that, I wanted to load it directly instead of adding this URL. So how to do that directly? The navigation part. So simply with whichever page you wanted to load first. So just get into your projects folder. So this is my projects folder, right? So get into the URLs file here. This is the URL file and scroll down. So see here, we are setting up three paths. One is admin path, one is polling website path, and one is polls path. So whenever I load this URL, automatically it should get loaded. So in that case, what you can do is just keep it blank. That's it. So whenever it is blank, it automatically loads this polling website.urls directly, right? So let us see that practically. Control S, I'm saving it now, and let me load this website again. See what will happen now. See, directly to the URL, I'm able to get the polling website page. Okay, so this is how you will be doing. So which previously every time to get into that page, I must enter polling website, right? So now what I have done is I have removed that extension. Simply I'm putting it as blank. So whenever it is blank, it is directly opening our polling website. So if any, this is completely under your control. So what should be your website extension? It will be totally under your control. So right now my default page of the project is this one. Okay, I made it right. Okay, so moving forward, so this navigation path is clear, and moving forward, navigation we have completed, and paths and routing we have done. And next thing is dynamic button. So how to add this dynamic button to shift from one module to another module? So why? Because this, whenever you use this a tag, anchor tag, so href, you give the path, right? So the path will, we cannot give directly the path here. If I say something.html, so we cannot do the navigation directly in Django, right? So here there is a different method. So I'll show it now. So I want to go to this polling website URLs. Sorry. So this is my views page, and this is the index page, right? So I'll open my index page. I'll just show you the short HTML things which we do. And here this is the polling website, right? So after this navigation bar, there are so many things, the list and all. This I don't want to focus now because this is completely your design. Whatever you want to add to your design, you can add it. Okay. So this I do not want to disturb. So let the page be there, and this form and all I don't want to have. I'm just removing all the things. So here I'm just trying to keep one small button. Okay. I'll do one thing. I'll use an anchor tag A and the class, because I'm using bootstrap, I can use a button here. So button, so button dark. Okay, so this will just give you a dark button there. Okay, so here, as you know, we have to give the reference also. I'll just close the tag, right? So the reference you have to give ahref, and here you have to mention because I want to navigate to different module, correct? So here you need to give in between the flower braces. Okay, the same thing which you have done earlier for here, right? So here you have done to add the template. Similarly, now I want to give the navigation and I want to pass the data, right? So see here just a difference. So whenever you want to go to this polls page, so what you're writing this, you are saying it as polls. So then you will be able to go to this polls page, right? So here, so whenever we are clicking on something, so it should get navigated to that particular place, polls. So what you need to do is you need to append this polls. That means you need to add this polls to the URL, right? So here I'm adding polls. When I'm adding these polls, I'm able to get to that page. So in the same way, when you're building a link to that build, you have to say, I want to navigate to the poll. So that you will be binding to the URL using this href. Okay, so that is the method we are trying today. Okay, so here I will say, I will take the URL and I will say, Babu, add polls. So you have to mention polls. And again, and inside the poll section, what is the function you want to call, right? So for example, this polls is there. So I'm calling this views. So see, there is a function name called home. If there are multiple functions, because when you are writing a build huge application, there will be a numerous functions available for you, right? So in that case, what we do is we are calling one home function here, right? So this we have to specify. So I want to navigate to polls and my function name is home. So then you will be getting into the this polls will be added to the URL followed by home, which means this will be calling your function. So let us do that. So I think we have started this percentage and I'll close it with percentage, right? And here I'll specify the name go to polls page. Okay, now let's see how this works. So Control S and let me load my page. Click. Okay, so polls is not a registered namespace. So what is it saying? So there is some problem for it to understand what is this polls. It is unable to identify what is this poll. Okay, so the thing is you need to remember that whenever you are registering your module, this need to be registered. All the modules which you are creating here need to be registered. So we have what we have done, we have created two modules, module number one, module number two. Did we register them anywhere? No. So there is a specific method to do that registration process. So to do that, get into the settings.py and open this file. So here you will see installed apps. Okay, so under this installed apps, go and specify your application names here. So my application names are polling website, right? And comma followed by another application, that is polls and comma. Okay, so this is how you will be registering your apps. Okay, apps or modules. So we have created two apps, so I'm registering two apps here. Control S. Now let us go and check again what it says. Okay, it says polls is not registered, not a registered namespace. Okay, so I'll just try to reload this again, so then it must. So we have checked but it's not working, so we have registered it in a proper way. And first, let me check with the files. So if I click on files, see there is nothing. So I'll open. So what are the files we have worked on? We have worked on two files. One is URLs and one is views. So let me check. There is no problem with the views. And let me check my URLs. Okay, so in the URLs, what we have to do is we have to add one small line. So that means, so we are saying that the name is polls, right? So we have to declare the name here. So how to declare the name? App underscore name equal to polls. So okay, you have to declare the name here. So then only our project will identify that the this particular mod application name is polls. Okay, so this should fix. Let me check again. I'll say I'll run this. Control click. Right. See here. Now I am getting into this polls page. So why? Because whenever we are adding this settings.py, we are saying that I'm having two applications. One is polling website and one is polls. So we have to mention the name, right? So where we are mentioning that name, we are mentioning that name inside a urls.py and I'm saying that application name is polls. So then it will identify polls as an application and then it will redirect to this home function. So whenever the home function is called, it will open our index.html file. Okay, as you can see here, the navigation bar, our landing page. So I'm not just adding any content here. So I want every one of you to add something into this page. Don't keep this blank. I already shown you how to add the bootstrap. So I want to see everyone adding all the content onto this page. So let me click on go to polls. So why? Because we have added an anchor tag. So click on this. So what will happen? See. So I click on this. See, automatically the URL is getting redirected to polls, and this is the output which I am getting from the polls section, right? So this is very, very important, the navigation. So when I click on this, so it is taking me to the another module, and the URL is getting binded with polls. So that is working because of this. Sorry, see this one. Sorry, not this one. This is website. Yes, I'm saying HREF URL, and this is my app name, and this is my function name, right? I hope it is clear. So moving forward, we have completed this, and moving forward, what we have to do is we want to create one model, right? Model is nothing but a simple database model. We will try to create. Okay, so I'll create one very basic this thing. So first, the thing is you have to enable your database, right? First thing is your it is a Django project. It comes along with a database, right? So first thing is how to enable your database. Okay, so first thing is, so this we will create again. First, the thing is first we have to create a super user. So if you create a super user, then the options for the database will be enabled. You will be able to access to your database. Okay. So migration. So these things we will do now. First thing I'll say Control C. Okay. Control C to stop the existing execution. And I will say migrate. Python manage dot py migrate. Okay. So it will check if there are any thing. Okay, already it is trying to add the any existing models. Okay, so then I will say Python manage dot py migrations. Okay, this is to check if at all there are any migrations. First, we will check migration. Sorry, I've done this in a reverse manner. First, you need to check for the migration. So migrations will check if there are any databases are available or not. What it says? Sorry, it's not migrations. So it says make migrations. First, this thing is you need to check this make migrations if there are any changes. So it says no changes detected. That means there are nothing to migrate. So next thing is you have to do migrate. Okay. So it says admin auth content type sessions. So this will be added to your project. Okay. So this is step number one. And this is step number two. So these two need to be done every time when you create a model, right? So model is nothing but a template which you create for your database. So right now we have not having any models. No models are there in our project. So that is the reason it says no changes detected and no models are being created. So whenever you add a model, then compulsory you have to run these two things. Okay. So then next comes is how to create a super user. Okay, I'll say Python manage dot py create super user. Okay, so now it says username. What is the username you want to add? So I'll say Hari3. Okay, will be my username, and it asks for email address. If you are having an email address, you can add to that. Next, password. You can create a password for the account. Password again, enter. Okay, so it says the password is too short, it must contain at least 8 characters, but still you can bypass this. So I want to bypass. So I say yes, I want to create this small password only. Then I'll say enter. Super user created successfully. Now you can say, sir, how to access this super user, right? How to access this super user. So how that means is nothing but how to access your admin panel. Okay. So for that, first execute your project. Python manage.py run server. Enter. Okay. So now first execute our project and click on this and click on follow link. Right. So this is our landing page. So here what you need to do is just append forward slash admin to this. Okay. Now say enter. See, you will be entering into this Django administration panel page. So here you have to enter your user details which you have created just now. You have just created one user account, right? Super user account. Enter the same details, Hari3 and the password, and click on login. See, now you are into your administration page. So you can see right now there are two things. One is user group and one is groups. So here you can add users. If you want to add any users to your this uh, project, you can add from here username, password, and password confirmation, and same. For example, I will say Hari4 and I'll create a sample password. Okay, so I'll say save. Okay, I've created another user. Okay, now I'll just log out and log in with the same thing. Right now, see, log in again, and I will say this is Hari4. This is the new one which I have created just now, and I'll say login. Okay, so please enter the correct. Maybe I've forgotten my password, so that is the reason it's not working. But no mention. I have the previous one. I have Hari3 and I'll say this. Okay, right. In the same way, you can create multiple users, right? But this is not sufficient, right? So let us check. Let us cross check what we have done. Right. So creating the super user done. Migrations are no migrations are there because we have not created any modules. So adding data. So I have shown you how to add users. But the primary agenda is how to create database, how to create and how to register your database model. That is the very important thing which we do in this part. Okay, so I hope everything is clear till this. Creating the super user, creating migration, sorry, migrations we haven't done yet, and adding the data using this admin panel. First thing is logging in. So logging in I have shown, right? So let us create one small sample model today. Okay, how to create this model I will be showing you. Okay, so what we do is first we'll try to create one sample contact form. Okay, so we shall try to create a sample contact form. So I've just created one sample model here for you. I'll just show. See, this is one sample model. So I'll just take. So this is I'm creating one class and the contact called as contact and the model. And under this model, I'm getting the detail serial number. I want to take the numbers and name of the contact and email of the contact, phone number of the contact, and if there is anything called content or text, something we can add. So this is how you will be creating. I am creating one model called contact and the details which I will be adding here is serial number, name, email, phone number, and content. So as you already know about the databases, so here I'm saying the maximum length equal to 100 and I'm mentioning it as a primary key and maximum length for email, maximum length for phone number, and maximum length for content. Okay, so where we have to create the model. Okay, so you will be having a file called models.py. Okay, so let us find the file here. So let us get into the project and let us find our models file. So this is my module, right? So this is where I want to create my core functionalities. So this is the place I will be needing my models.py. So I've just tried to open it And when I open, you can see here models.py file is available. Okay, so click on that, and you can say it says create your models here, right? That means we are in the correct place. So this is the place where we have to create our models. So already the template is provided here. So I'll just copy, Control C, and I will say Control V. Okay. So see here, I'm creating one class called contact. Under the contact, I have serial number, name, email, phone number, and content. That's it. I have created one model. Okay. Right. So next thing is, after creating this model, you have to register this model. Okay. So you have to register this model to your Django project. So how to add this, register this model to your Django project. So just go to this file called admin.py. So see here, the person is saying register your models. So previously the person said create your models. So we are creating a model here. Similarly, register your model. So you are going to register your models under this admin.py. Okay. So how to register? So this is the line you have to add. Admin.site register contact. So contact is nothing but the name of the class file. Okay. So this is nothing but the name of the class which you have created earlier. So if there is an error, just use this intelligence, and it says add from post.model import contact. So now the error is fixed. Control S. So how to add the model? So get into your models.py, right? You got this models.py, and second, go to your admin.py. This is the place where you will be registering your contact. We have done both of them. Good. Okay. So now the interesting part comes. So now I will say Control C. So now you have to do this, repeat these steps. So previously I have shown, right? So this one, I think this one, yes. So we have to do this migrations. Okay. So let us check. So I will say, I'll just check with the previous content. Yes. Python manage.py, make migration. Okay. Enter. So now you can see it has created one model for us and created a model called contact. See here in the this thing. So previously it was saying no migrations are available. But right now it says it has created one model called contact. And where is the location? It says polls migrations 0001 initial dot py. This is the place where your model has been created. So let us cross check. So polls migrations, and inside this you can see 0001 dot initial dot py. So this don't try to understand this language. Why? Because it has written the whole language by itself, like how the Django framework understands this language. Okay, we need not worry about it. Okay, so just we realized that it has created one model. So where is the model? The model is under the migration section on the name 0001 initial.py. Right? This is done. So next part is, I already told, next is migrate. So we have to use Python manage.py migrate. Enter. See, now what is done? This migration has happened. Now this person has added a migrations to this, applying migrations. So this command will apply these migrations to your Django project. So these two things you have to do every time when you create a model. One is how to create the model. I've already mentioned. Open your models.py, create your model here. What are the fields you are required and their parameters. Second, after writing your model, register your model here, right? After registering your model, what you have to do, click on make migration. See now what will happen if I say make migrations. No changes detected. Why? Because the previous things were already registered. So now it will not create any duplicate copy. Why? Because it has created one already. So now again I'll say migrate. Now it will also tell the same thing. No migrations to apply. Why? Because the migrations are already happened. Now the interesting part is, as you already know, the database has created with this fields. Now how to access them. So now I'll show you. So Python manage run server. Now execute your project, right? And open this link. Okay. So you already know how to log in. I'll say admin. Okay. It will take to the direct page. So this is the admin panel because I've already used my previous session that got into here. And interestingly, you can see here, this is my module name, right? So under this module, I have created one model, right? Contacts model. See, it is there, right? Contacts model has been created. So click on this. So this is my contact module, sorry, contact model, and click on add. See, all the fields you got it here. So this is the field you wanted to add, right? So I'll open my model. So see here, serial number, it is taking the primary key, name, email, phone number, and content, right? Now you can add. I'll say Hari and the number and some text. Now I'll say save. See, the data is got saved. Now I'll add another contact. Now I will say I'll give any random things and I'll say number and I'll click on save. See, again I got this details. So now what has happened? You are able to successfully create one model and it is able to save your information. So also you can edit, add, save, editing. All these things are optional. These are all things we need not write any programming. All the things will be generated by our Django framework. Okay. So this is possible only for the admin. So as you can see here, all these activities now are performed by admin only. So admin only can create this and admin only can edit this, right? So now the interesting part is now the backend is ready and the front end also we have understood on the front end how to integrate your HTML, how to integrate your CSS, JavaScript. I have taught you and I have also taught you how to create your projects. So you know how to add your HTML pages and how to add the templates and how to change the routing. So that we have completed and then I have shown you how to create the model and how to register your model, how to create your super user, right? So the backend part is fine and the front end part is fine. So now what you need to do is you need to do this activities for the user, right? So where the user can access the data. Right now only administration is having the function to access this data, right? So in the next section we will understand how we will give we will insert the data to your to our database and how we will be fetching the data from the database using our web pages. So using the web pages we will try to bring out that content. Okay, so that is it for week 3 and please do practice and so that you'll get much better strong understanding of the core concepts. Okay, thanks.